I think I've asked this before, but I'm assuming this is still the case, that many of you in the chat have no idea how to watch your own replays when you play fighting games and then turn that into improvement. You try and watch back your matches and you're like, that was indeed one of the matches that have existed. I did it. Now, I'm not saying you need to go back and watch all of your replays, but if something happens and you don't know how to stop it, or if you're struggling against some character, it can be helpful. Usually for me, it's like, if I need to go watch my own replays, it's me thinking like, I don't remember what happened. I should go look at that so then I can go test it in training mode later. I was reminded of it because I saw this. For a lot of reasons, it can be really hard to figure out where to even start. For some people, they don't even know what to look for when you watch a replay. Think about why you're getting hit, or why your offense is not working, or why you're losing situations in neutral. Just come up with a reason that you're losing one of those 3 scenarios and see if it's a recurring thing. Like, do you always get hit in the same way? Are you always trying to mash? Are you always blocking and never challenging everything? Are you trying to do backdash every time? In neutral, do you like give up and like commit to some big option? A lot of people do that in neutral. It's like, you're doing fine, playing patient, and then you get the feeling like, fuck it, I've been in neutral long enough, I'm going. Especially, I think weaker players do it against stronger players because they like fold. They feel like if I stay in neutral too long, this person will beat me. So I need to like go hit them before I lose. You gotta watch out for those, because sometimes you don't need to do that. Sometimes on offense, people overcommit and they take more than they need to. Or they always go for the same mix up first. Why not just do something a little safer first and see what they're gonna do, right? You know, if that's your default response. It's always important to just check. I would say look at one of those 3 pillars of the game and figure out which one you're struggling with, and then which thing you can fix in whatever that pillar is. It's whether how you're getting hit, how you're getting your hits, or the neutral. I think that most people struggle to like find the spots in neutral where they lose. It's almost always something like, I lost because of X and Y thing, instead of realizing that like the interaction before that or after that or something, they could have chosen a safer or a more consistent option to beat more things their opponent represents. That's the part that you messed up on. Not necessarily like getting hit by the mix-up, like, and we all get hit by the mix-up. That's just life. But it's more likely that the interaction before that was where you made a mistake. It's hard to look that many steps backwards or forwards, but that's like the most important part. A lot of times people will watch their own replay and come up with like 8 things that they did wrong. If you want to make improvements, don't think I need to fix these 8 things to improve. Pick one that is the biggest, or one that is the most important to you, or maybe even one that's the easiest for you to fix, and just fix that. And I saw people in this thread saying like, well, even when I identify what a problem is, I don't know how to train my hands into doing the right thing. I hear this a lot. And the answer is, instead of just your brain's running on automatic and it just does whatever you want, you have to manually tell your brain, the next time this scenario happens, you need to do this new response. You gotta like convince your brain to do this. And then your brains have to convince your hands. And because that conversation has to happen, you'll probably do it too slow, or you won't do it at all, or you'll fuck it up. But that's how you have to do it. You have to like remove the autopilot and just manually consider it. There are some things you do without thinking all the time because you've done it a million times. Let's say you're driving and you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to go to that family dinner because like, you know, the thing about it is, and like, I don't even like the people. And then you just realize it's 40 minutes later and you're just like, boom, I'm at a location. I like teleported here. I didn't think about driving the whole time. I just made it here because you're so used to doing this activity that you don't even have to think. That's scary though, but it happens, right? Like you can drive without thinking a lot of times. You know, fighting games are like that too. You can play them without really like thinking too hard about each individual decision. When you want to fix something or change something, you have to sit there and manually think about it and hear your voice in your head say, okay, let's do this and then do that and then do this. And it's really hard to do that. You will flub it and like either do it too late or not even do it at all and then think again, God damn it, I was supposed to do this thing, right? Okay, next time I'm gonna do this thing. You won't. You'll fuck it up again. And you'll be like, okay, next time I'm for sure gonna do the right thing. And then you do it and then you do it too slow because you had to think about it. And then you do it a little faster and then you do it a little faster. And then it's like an ingrained response once you've practiced it a lot. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 tries until you get your brain even do it like the first time. Once you start to respond, you'll get faster and faster, and eventually it'll become built back into your hands. Retraining muscle memory and convincing yourself to break an autopilot is tough, and it takes manual thinking.
Listen,
yeah, you know, the Xrd rollback is over. Which I saw like a tweet that's like, removing rollback from fighting game gotta be a hate crime. And I was like, you know, right at the end, I just accepted that I was having these weird stuttering issues, but I was just gonna play anyway. And I started playing a lot more, and I was having a ball of the time, I gotta tell you, chat. It's cool that they did a little test, and I hope that they can get everything fixed, and then we get the full rollback build later. I'm trying to play again, you know?